What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another LTA show. It's been a while. Now back into it. Uh, it's got through school, got through finals, so now I have more time to try some new episodes or make some new content. I guess I haven't done that in a little bit, and it's been kind of tough, kind of thinking about it, what I wanted to do during this free time in terms of what kind of episodes I want to release. Um, but I just figured I might as well try something new. So in today's video, some of you may have known there was a video that I produced in the LTA YouTube channel a long time ago. It was actually when I was doing like a vlogging channel. I posted videos baking for the first time. Some of you have watched this, some of you haven't. But I, to give some to give some context, I don't really have that much experience with baking. Only thing I've really baked was only that video that I released. That was like my first time ever. It was like a mochi cake mix. And I figured, since I have free time, I wanted to try getting a little bit out of my comfort zone and actually baking something with a recipe, not like one of those like you pour in the flour, not like those like, what is it, those super easy, ready to make kind of cakes, but more of like you use the ingredients, you stir it, you like actually, I don't know how to describe it. Um, Basically, you're not getting like the cake mix. I don't even know how to describe it. Basically, it's just gonna be from scratch. So to put it that simple, yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna be doing, and I'll be showing some video content in terms of making it. I don't know if I'm gonna do a commentary. I still am figuring that out. Maybe I'll talk in the camera, just answer some food things. I don't know, some random things, some thoughts. Anyway, this is just a whole experiment, so. Alrighty, we're going to jump right into narration because I have the audio, or I have the video footage, but not the audio because I don't really commentate or what I was going through. So anyway, we have oatmeal, instant oatmeal, 5 packets. I'm trying to get 200 grams of sugar, or not sugar, chocolate, because it's asking for that, and coconut cream. So I got that weighed. You can't really see it, but I'm like narrating what the video footage, and I'm microwaving the chocolate because that's the first step. And I'm using hot water in a bowl and letting that chocolate melt because it didn't fully melt in the microwave. But I ended up cutting out a little bit of the water because I put the bowl and it overfilled. You can't really see it, but if you're watching the video, you're gonna see what I'm talking about. Anyway, I got the chocolate melted finally, and I'm just stirring it right now. Trying to making sure that there's no clumps in it because that's what I'm gonna be using when I put the oatmeal and the coconut cream later. But yeah, I'm still just stirring it. I don't know why. Anyway. All right, moving on to the next one. I got the pot, just a small pot because that's where you're gonna be putting the coconut cream. You're gonna be putting it in there, and I'm following a recipe that I saw, or at least a video that I saw, and I wanted to follow through step by step, making sure that I actually get the same thing that they're making. So I heat up the pot and I open up the coconut cream, and it says to put it in there, but you're not letting it boil. You're rather letting it just get hot enough to where you have the chocolate kind of melting inside. Um, and in the video, I'm laughing because I'm like struggling trying to put it in. So I had to take a different angle and do two hands because I tried doing it one-handed. And anyway, I'm slowly getting the coconut cream out. And it does look interesting. I mean, didn't expect there to be like a lot of chunks in the coconut cream. But anyway, I'm just getting every single little piece of coconut cream of what's left in the can, and I'm trying to put it on the pot because I don't want to waste food. And I'm like, for some reason, just really making sure I get it all off on the can. It's like a good 49 seconds. So now I got it heated up, And now I'm just stirring it, making sure that it doesn't boil because you don't want to burn it, nor do you want it to be um what's it? You don't want it to be too hot. Anyway, I'm like commentating on it. I didn't put the audio in there, but I'm just saying that I'm just heating it up now and just waiting for it to be or the right temperature, I guess. Doing a little pan over the coconut cream, and now I get the chocolate, and I'm bringing over the chocolate that I melted beforehand, and I'm going to be putting it with the oatmeal, instant oatmeal. So I got like 5 packets, and I realized I gotta open every single one individually. And for some reason, like the instant oatmeal packets, like yes, there is like a little tear incision on there, but like for some reason, it took me a while to get it off. Like trying to open it, and I thought I was like going crazy because like I was trying to tear where it was, but like it just, you just, if you're looking at the video, you're just seeing me struggle. And I'm like, hello? I'm like using 2 hands too, and I'm like, man, am I that weak? Anyway, I finally opened one of them. I'm pouring it into the bowl, and I will say I think I put a little too much because I don't know, that feels like a lot. Um, or I think maybe just the chocolate. Because I did end up shorting the amount because it says 200, but it's dark, sweet dark chocolate, and I only used milk chocolate. And I was thinking in my head, this is gonna be a little too sweet because of the milk chocolate. So counter that with more oatmeal, or I guess less milk chocolate. But then later on, you'll see in the video that I ended up realizing I need more chocolate. So anyway, I'm doing like one by one, just tearing it, and it's like taking forever. And I'm just like, what is going on? Like, I'm really putting all my might, and I get the second one done. I'm getting the third oatmeal bag opened right now. Um, yeah, looks like I'm struggling. I'm still struggling on it. Finally get that one open. Third one's done. I think I have 2 more or 3 more. Um, can't really see from this side or this view. But anyway, I'm like finally getting the fourth one opened. I think it's 5. Yeah, I think no wait. No, it's 6. I think it was 6 packets because it was asking for 250 grams of oatmeal, instant oatmeal. And I was thinking each packet's about like 40 grams, but I think I miscalculated, honestly. I think I did. Um, yeah, looking back at it now, I think I miscalculated it. Like the whole package or whole box was like 300 or something. So I think I think I did definitely. I think it was like 50 grams in each one. So maybe that's, anyway. I'm just realizing that now because I'm like, I think I miscalculated the oatmeal. I think I got the chocolate, like, because no way is there's like more oatmeal than chocolate ratio. And I'm looking at the footage right now, and it just looks like overnight oats, like kind of uh I don't know how to describe it, but it's basically like you see more oatmeal rather than the chocolate. And it's in the video for the recipe, it's supposed to be like you can barely tell. You can hardly tell that there's oatmeal in there, or it's like not recognizable. But in my footage, you can clearly see a bunch of oatmeal all around. I think that's where my biggest mistake was. But anyway, it's a learning mistake. Anyway, I can't really do anything. I mean, it actually turned out pretty good. I mean, you'll see later in the video. I'm like talking about it. Anyway, I'm finally pouring in the oatmeal into the coconut cream with the chocolate, because I wanted to kind of all get mixed in there properly. And since the coconut cream is still warm, it's perfect. So that way the chocolate gets melted, and the oats get soaked in that coconut cream. Um, and I think I'm just stirring or something. I don't know why this clip is so long. It's like a minute and 30, something like that. Anyway, just stirring it right now. And just to give some context, like this is the first time I've ever actually made something from scratch. Um, there was a previous video, I did mention it in the very beginning, where I did like a little vlogging before the LTA show, and I like made mochi cake, which is like um it's like a cake, but like I don't know, it's if you had mochi, it's like that texture, but in a cake, bite sized. Anyway, that had like already prepackaged, and all I had to do was just mix all the ingredients, which was like egg and the mixing cake mix, whatever it was, and then I think that was it. But this one was just following the ingredients and following the recipe, which is not really much. It's just three simple ingredients, which was pretty surprising. Anyway, finally get it mixed in. In the video, I'm like showing this like little container. I'm just explaining that I'm gonna be putting it in there. I don't know what else I'm saying in there, but looks like I'm saying okay. It looks like it's done. Now I'm gonna pour it in. And like in the video, I like held the pot really awkwardly because I was like, how am I gonna pour this without dropping it? Because it was still kind of hot. And anyway, like you can see that I just ended up dumping the whole thing. I was gonna use a spoon, but I just was like, eh. I'm pouring it in the container, scooping it all out, and it actually looks pretty good. Um, and really, that's really it. All you have to do is just kind of heat up the chocolate and heat up the coconut cream, and then just put them all together with the instant oatmeal, and then like that's pretty much it. Like it doesn't really tell you. There's no no other additional step after that, and it's pretty nice. It's like straightforward. There's like hardly any error. Like you can't mess up. But I ended up doing that because I put too much oats. But anyway, um, enough about that. I'm like pouring everything out of the container, trying to get it all sorted, and taking my sweet time. And I finally got it all. Now I'm just kind of like layering it, or not layering it, but like flattening it out, so that way it's kind of like that. What pastry or cake chefs, I don't know, pastry chefs do, flatten it out evenly with the surface, get that layer, because later on the plan is to let it kind of sit in the refrigerator for, it says like 3 hours at least minimum, and that way it like kind of cools down, and then you can put the next thing, which was like kind of heating up a little bit more chocolate, and you're kind of putting another coat of chocolate over it, so that way it looks a little bit more appealing. And I'm showing what it looks like. It looks not bad. It looks like an overnight oat. Like you can tell, you can still see visibly that there's oats around it. Um. Anyway, getting some more chocolate because I'm like I gotta get the final layer on top, and just microwaving it. I set it for like a minute, and there's like some footage of it, some B-roll. Finally got the chocolate melted, and then now it's just making sure that there's no bumps or little like clumps of chocolate. And then I'm just gonna be stirring it, making sure that's right consistency, and then I'm gonna like pour it right over the chocolate oat cake. I don't really know the exact name of the recipe, but that's just what I'm going off of. Um, and in the video, it's kind of odd how I'm doing it because I'm just scooping and like pouring it rather than letting it. Yeah, I'm just the way I'm pouring the sauce is like the chocolate sauce is odd. I think it's just because I was trying to figure out how to get a good angle with the camera and also not block the view. So I'm just like getting all the chocolate, and I'm actually looking at it and I'm like, oh, I'm a little worried because there might not be enough chocolate as I'm like spreading it out. But eventually I just had to keep spreading it evenly, and it finally covered through. But anyway, I'm like trying to get every little bit off of the bowl, and because I'm like, at first I was looking at it, I was like, this is not enough chocolate. Do I have to heat up more? and ended up heating. I don't think no, I didn't heat up any more chocolate, but I did get worried because it was like really, really close. Um, Sorry, I'm just looking at the footage, trying to figure out what I'm doing here. All right, and now I finally got the chocolate kind of off the bowl. Still scooping a little bit more. I don't know why. Guess to make sure I get every piece or every bit of the sauce off because it is uh crucial, I guess. Not crucial, but like it's that's I'm just trying to follow it step by step. So I'm just trying to flatten it out with this small spoon that I have. And I wasn't sure how I was gonna spread it out evenly. So like you can see in the footage, I'm like doing these weird like half circle motion, spreading it like I'm like spreading toast, jam with toast. Anyway, I'm like figuring out, okay, what do I want to do? So I'm just like going around the edges. I realize, okay, I'm gonna just like spin it and kind of do like a spiral. So that's what I'm kind of doing right now. Um, Not yet. I'm just like trying to make sure the sauce is spread out. Now I'm doing the spiral. Slowly doing it, you can tell. And we are good. Now it looks like I finished. Cool. I show it to the camera and I'm explaining that now I'm gonna let it cool down in the refrigerator. Let the layer, the chocolate layer, kind of cool so it sticks properly. And I don't know what else I'm saying. I think I'm just saying like, okay, oh, all right. So now I finally take it out after like an hour. Um, and I finished eating dinner. And I wanted to try out the cake. So here's a little footage of it. You can't really see it because it's the podcast audio, but it actually doesn't look as bad. Um, I did cut a pretty tiny piece because I wanted to make sure other people got it too. Whoops. And it's the audio kind of going on. You probably heard that in the background, but kind of showing to the camera, I'm doing a little taste test. And yeah, let's overall, I'm pretty proud of it, how it turned out. I think it looked pretty good because yeah, with three ingredients, it's actually surprising how well it tasted. It really tastes like overnight oats, but I think that's because it's my fault for adding too much oatmeal. And like in the footage, you can tell I'm like looking at it, I'm like contemplating, like, it's. I was like, this tastes very familiar, and I was like, oh, it's just like overnight oats. But I think even with that, it was still pretty tasty. Other than like too much oats, it was still delicious. I think had I had less oatmeal, I think it would have not been as heavy. um, because even that small piece, I was like, man, this is a lot. Um, Kind of just talking about it. I'm pretty proud of it. I enjoyed it. It was actually a fun um little segment I wanted to do. I did have this segment was something I had in mind. In the last episode I was talking about, did have some things I wanted to try out, and this is one of them where I do a video showcasing what I'm cooking or what I'm baking, and then I'm having either narration or I'm going to be talking about it as I'm like doing the step by step process, or just like talking about random stuff like podcast topics. So that's a segment I wanted to try, and this is a very first one. Um, Let me know what you think. I think it was actually pretty fun. I mean, it's an experience for me. The reason why I'm starting is because I have more free time now that finals are over. So first and foremost, shout out to everyone that finished their finals. I'm sure you passed your classes, and I'm rooting for you if you are doing another semester. Until then, enjoy that winter break just as I'm doing right now. Hey, maybe during this free time you can check out more of the LTA shows, episodes. I'm going to be releasing some more content. At least I plan on doing that. And I still got some more ideas. But anyway, this is kind of the very first episode. I enjoyed it. I do plan on cooking more during this winter break, so that's why I'm doing this segment. And also just trying out new recipes. These are not recipes that I have done before. These are recipes that I've been inspired by. and wanted to try it myself, see how hard it is or the experience. Um, and yeah, I'm just like pretty happy with how it turned out. Um, I do have another thing in mind. At least it's gonna be another baking one. Um, don't know if there's gonna be narration or if it's gonna be me talking. Anyway, haven't figured that out, but I do have a video in mind that I plan on shooting for this week or sometime this next week. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to this. Have a